The recent call for jihad by the Prime Minister of Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir has sparked widespread outrage. Critics, including human rights activists and political leaders, warn that such rhetoric will only escalate violence and destabilize the region further. The puppet Prime Minister's statements made during the so-called Right to Self-Determination Day have emboldened jihadi groups, raising concerns about the safety of secular and progressive voices in PoJK. A report.
The recent call for jihad by the Prime Minister of Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir has ignited a wave of outrage, with critics warning of dangerous implications for the region's security and stability. The statement, made during the so-called Right to Self-Determination Day on January 5th, comes at a time when tensions are already high in PoJK. Human rights activists are condemning the rhetoric as a reckless escalation of violence.
The offer made by the Pakistan-occupied Jammu Kashmir Prime Minister Chaudhry Anwar al-Haq to jihadi organizations that the government of PoJK will facilitate and revive the jihadi culture in PoJK is testimony to the worst kind of political opportunism on his part. He has completely lost his popularity after the civil disobedience movement that was launched by the Joint Awami Action Committee. He was forced and pushed to the wall to release political prisoners in Pakistani-occupied Jammu Kashmir. And 5 to 6 general strikes over a period of 2 years he had to face, which has decreased not only his own popularity and the popularity of his government, but also the popularity of the slogan Kashmir Banega Pakistan. And Pakistan is hated in PoJK today so much that you cannot raise Pakistani flag voluntarily in any part of PoJK.
By stoking jihadi rhetoric, the PoJK government risks targeting progressives, liberals and secular nationalist elements in the region. Human rights activist Dr. Amjad Ayub Mirza highlights that jihadi groups have already infiltrated multiple online platforms, including WhatsApp groups within the Kashmiri diaspora, where they are actively monitoring and threatening those who hold pro-Indian or secular views.
The jihadi element has already infiltrated into various WhatsApp groups, the Kashmiri diaspora WhatsApp groups, and they monitor them. And then they threaten secular-minded nationalist or pro-Indian stance, those who take pro-Indian stance. They threaten them, they demean them. They are being empowered by this PoJK Prime Minister. This is the first time in the history of PoJK when a sitting Prime Minister has said that the government will facilitate jihadi culture. The government will facilitate jihad in PoJK. And the result was that the same evening, jihadi groups, Jihad Council and other Lashkar and all those Mujahid, they all were on the streets of Muzaffarabad and they were celebrating with automatic weapons.
UK PNP leader Sajid Hussain condemned the PoJK's PM rhetoric, calling it a deeply troubling sign of extremism that threatens regional and global peace. Hussain argued that framing such a call within the context of advancing the Kashmir issue signals a departure from diplomatic norms and a troubling endorsement of violence in the name of Islam. Hussain argued that framing such a call within the context of advancing the Kashmir issue signals a departure from diplomatic norms and a troubling endorsement of violence in the name of Islam.
This rhetoric, steeped in extremism, is a direct incitement to violence, posing a significant threat to regional and global peace. Such declarations made under the guise of advancing the Kashmir issue, represent a dangerous departure from diplomatic norms and a blatant endorsement of terrorism in the name of Islam.
The PoJK Prime Minister's call for jihad highlights the growing radicalization within Pakistan, where extremist rhetoric is being used to further political agendas. This alarming trend poses a serious threat to regional stability and fuels terrorism under the guise of religious and political causes.